Welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Ingrid Thompson, and my business is Healthy Numbers. This podcast is for entrepreneurs and leaders who think big, who take action to create business success, financial independence, and who make a difference in the world. I'm here to provide this helpful, lively, thought-provoking podcast based on your feedback. It is all of this and more. Thank you so much for your ongoing feedback and from around the globe. It's so much appreciated. This is one of our in-between at the interview episodes, a short episode with me explaining some of the basics, bringing you financial acumen to increase your financial autonomy and ultimately your financial independence. My mission is to teach business owners to achieve financial intelligence and autonomy through increasing acumen and confidence. Financial independence comes from identifying and allocating profit first and paying yourself first through building a viable and thriving business. If you have any questions, send me an email, ingrid@healthynumbers.com.au. I answer all my own emails. So, how are you going this week? Goodness me, here we are heading towards the end of November. Today I'm here to answer one of the most common questions I'm asked, and pretty much at least once a week, at least if not more often. I get the same question over and over from new clients, from existing clients, from lots of different people. The question is profit versus revenue. What is the difference between profit and revenue, and does it matter? Well, it matters for this very simple reason. When you're talking about revenue, all of that money is not yours. When you're talking about profit, chances are the greatest portion of that is actually yours. In the simplest terms, revenue is the total amount of income you generate when you sell a product or your service. You sell a Pilates session, a candle, a greeting card, an article for a blog or a newsletter. You charge a retainer or you charge by the hour. Whatever amount you receive, that is the revenue, sometimes referred to as income and sometimes referred to as sales. It's a gross amount, not gross as in, oh gross, meaning unpleasant, gross as in what it used to mean as in total, a total amount. Revenue is the total amount you receive for what you offer. In contrast, profit is the amount you choose it to be, as per the profit first methodology, or in traditional accounting, profit is what's left or what remains after accounting for all your expenses, your costs, paying off debts, paying yourself, paying your rent, paying your fees, and any other operating costs. So why is it important to know the difference? When we look at the business's bank account and it looks okay, we might be tempted to think, yeah, I'm doing okay. And that is what I refer to as bank balance accounting. The amount of money in your bank account can be misleading, money that is not all yours. In fact, in many instances, a lot of the revenue you receive is not yours. First, there's GST, and if you charge GST or whatever sales tax you collect on behalf of your government. Immediately, that GST portion of the revenue belongs to the government. It's not your money. If you use Stripe or Square or PayPal or the bank, often they take their fee before they even pay you, certainly with Stripe and Square and PayPal. Before you even receive the funds from your sale price, they take their cut, reducing the amount that actually comes into your bank account. Another reduction is in the amount that is yours. Then, of course, there's all the costs involved in running your business, getting your products to market. You may have been working with your expenses calculator or your profit calculator, and you may have questions about those. Email me, ingrid@healthynumbers.com.au, and we'll get you on track. When we think about revenue and profit, it can be very tempting to ask how much of my revenue will actually be profit. And you may have heard that certain businesses are highly profitable, or you might have heard of businesses that are not so profitable. What they're talking about here is that when it comes to profit and the revenue, highly profitable means that the business keeps more of the revenue as profit. Not so profitable means that not much of the revenue is profit. And some industries are naturally profitable. Therefore, there's low cost to produce compared to the price tag they're able to ask, or the asking price. Therefore, more profit. When a business has costs and expenses that add up to almost all of its revenue, then the profit will be low. How are we tracking here? Are you following along okay? So I like to think of it when you think of revenue, That's the total business income for a period, the money coming in, the income. Profit is what you decide it will be. Remember, we talked about profit first. Are you taking your 1% or more out of your revenue before you start to account for all the other expenses and costs? It's so important to understand profit cannot exist without revenue. Without revenue, your business cannot make a profit. Revenue can exist without profit. You could be breaking even or in fact making a loss. So revenue can exist without profit, but profit cannot exist without revenue. Remember, profit is yours from your business efforts. Revenue is shared with a whole range of other businesses and agencies. I find this is the really simple way for it to be truly helpful to understand. Profit is yours, and the amount of profit that you make comes from your business efforts. Revenue is shared with a whole range of other businesses and agencies. You may have to pay tax on your profit, and that's for another episode. But profit is pretty much determined by how much you earn from your business efforts. Profit is a signal that your business is financially healthy. Revenue is essential for a business to operate. Profit is essential for a business to grow and to be sustainable. Ultimately, we need both profit and revenue because without them, it is not a business. Revenue is what comes in and profit is what you get to keep. When it comes to tracking them, which is the more important to focus on, revenue or profit? And I absolutely say both. Track your profit, track your revenue, track it daily, track it weekly, track it monthly. Keep your records up to date and you'll know what sort of shape your business is in. When it comes to goals, which is the more important to focus on, revenue or profit? Again, I say both. You absolutely want to generate more revenue than it costs you to generate that revenue. That's called profit. Figure out your finances, understand where your revenue comes from and how much profit you make. So, over to you now. As I always say, you can have whatever you want. Get really clear about what you want and what you need to do to get it. Do the work and stay consistent. If you know someone else who needs to hear this message right now, send them this episode. If they're trying to figure out the difference between profit and revenue, share it with all your friends, share it with your team, anyone business owners that you know would benefit from having some clarity about profit and revenue. Please jump into iTunes or wherever you're listening and leave a review for the show. We truly appreciate it. We're all business owners here and we're working towards greater financial autonomy and independence. What action are you inspired to take today? Till the next time, Ingrid Thompson saying thank you for being here.